Good afternoon. It's David Saline and Chris Scully from Drive. And today we have Dennis Goodhue of Diamond G Repair with us. So welcome, Dennis.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah, so to let our viewers know, Dennis is actually Drive's Spotlight Shop of July. And today he's joining us on Facebook Live to give us a tour of his operation, and we're going to ask him all kinds of fun questions. And we're just going to, get to know Dennis and his shop. And I know you got a great thing going over there, Dennis. You're part of the top 20 and many other things there. So we just want to really highlight what you got, what you have achieved and what you've done. And also Dennis is a master of shop management by Drive too. So Dennis, I'll turn it over to you to kind of do a little bit of an introduction and tell them where you're standing, and let's learn about your shop today.
Okay, thanks. We started the Drive in 2008, and it took me forever to get going. Anyway, I've been in business 1985. My wife and I run the business together. We have gone from a 2-car garage to a little Quonset building, and in 2010 we built this building. So if I can get this to change. There we go. So I have 1 rental unit. When I first built the building, I had 2 rental units, and they paid my mortgage for me, which was an awesome deal. Now we're just getting half. We've moved into the other rental unit. Used to be a tranny shop. We've filled all of it, and we're actually in the process of adding on again. And we get later on, I'll get you out in the back and I can show you where we started pouring concrete, some of that kind of stuff going on. Anyway, we're in Western Colorado. We have beautiful mountain scenery. We have lots of tourism, and we're not downtown. We're just outside of town. I'll take you in up front. And by the way, we do have our after hours.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you about that box next to the door, and you jumped right into it.
Yeah, well, we found that it's very convenient to show people that they can pick up their vehicles whenever they want. Anyway, we've got cameras. This is our office. We've got 2 at lunch. This used to be my office, and it is now our training office. Got computers, and we can close this down anytime we want to do training with Drive or anybody else. Come in here and close down, and it's an overflow for the service riders to make estimates and be undisturbed.
Oh, looks like we lost Dennis.
Lost Dennis for a short thing, but Chris, what he's just showing us here and everything, I think was quite amazing. He actually put a dedicated office in for training.
Yeah, that's awesome. Dennis, you back? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
We got 1 ADA bathroom for customers. Now we get in my office. This used to be the office for the transmission shop. It's in always some state of disrepair because I'm always using it or gone. We've got an ADA bathroom, which was part of the other. So our customers are well taken care of. This used to be the transmission shop, and I've got 1 technician moved in here. He's got a lift and an open bay, a shop bathroom, and then our library is upstairs. I need to go up and check it out. I'm still a firm believer in books because we work on old stuff still. You can't
right.
So we've got the entire GM library, just a bunch of stuff. I have room for it, so we keep it here.
That's awesome.
The technician that's in here, Randy, he's gone camping today, so he's on a personal day. So we've got an easy, clean shop waiting for him. We get into our oils. We try to keep everything separated, all our fluids. We buy in bulk. And yes, we heat with our waste oil system. This is one of the 3 compressors in the building. This runs the waste oil system, but it also is a backup for the others in case we have anything go down. Up here, we end up with a parts room, which unfortunately during our construction is in major disrepair, but it's all here. We stock a lot of stuff because we're out of town. We've got roller racks full of stuff. I can't stand to have a technician wait 30 minutes on the 50-cent clip. So we try to stock that kind of stuff. It's the next thing I'm going to have to repair. Like I said earlier, we're adding on to the building. Well, I can give you a shot from up here. This is our current shop. This wall is used for storage, technicians' boxes and benches in the middle, and we all work off of one side out of these 6 doors. The addition will move the doors out another 30 feet. We'll go back to this side, knock in the same amount of bay doors there, come in from both sides. So we're actually doubling our bay sizes, or the amount of bays. And that's for efficiency.
Dennis, how
Wow.
many vehicles on an average do you run through each week at the shop?
60 is about an average.
Okay.
Okay.
And how many technicians do
And
you have?
We've got 6 technicians.
Okay.
So they are we're on staggered lunches. Some are coming back. We'll meet some on the way by. I do have a break room upstairs for everybody. And while we're in construction, it became the tire storage and tool storage for everybody too. But this will get cleaned up and it'll be back to just a break room and cleaning supplies. We do an awful lot of larger jobs. We get airport work, that's on the go. We do school buses. We've just become CDE certified. So I have to add on, I'm making a bay in the end just for all those medium duty trucks and bigger trucks. This is one addition we put on. This is my tool room to get all this equipment out of the working area and a place to be stored. I'm also instituting a new waste oil system. So we have this tank. It will be inside. This is where the guys will actually empty their oil. I have a pump to pump it into the waste oil heater. And then we come out here. And I've got a 1,000-gallon tank mounted out here that'll gravity feed in between. So I think we've got all of our waste oil systems maintained and up in good shape. We've got our waste antifreeze system taken care of and our waste tires taken care of. I've got a semi over here from the waste tire generator that he leaves it here. They fill it and they haul it off. Okay, yeah, here's the back of the building. This is the add-on. That same addition is going to go all the way down to the end and we'll move the doors out. So with that, we've got new parking going all the way to the end. And then around the south end of the building, we're doing the same thing. That will be overflow parking as well as a drainage system for our parking lot. Our renters over here, they're really good guys. They don't even take up much room. So we have all the parking we need.
I'm beginning to think you can get lost through all the doors that you walk in
I
and
was
out
gonna
of
say,
over
it's
here.
kind
I get lost pretty quick going through your shop there, Dennis.
Yeah, well, they call me Houdini. I'm usually lost. They can't find me. Anyway, we have our small, anybody wants coffee and that kind of stuff. We have it in here. There we go. We have the shop bathroom for the guys. It's another big 10 by 10 ADA, and they keep it pretty good for a shop for technician's bathroom.
Yeah, it's pretty clean.
So
You'll
Dennis,
find things like this.
okay, so I have a question. Are you using a digital workflow or do you have a manual workflow in your shop?
A little of both, mostly manual, but a little of both. We do an awful lot of digital. We've not found a digital system that I'm 100% happy with. So we're kind of doing modified. And to answer that question, you'll see the racks here that are clear full. We track all of it. We keep up on all of it, but between the airport and the school systems, we've got to do a bunch of paperwork anyway, so this works well. I'm looking at 2 different digital systems right now that may fit in the way we do things, and hopefully that will get us converted to digital. That's all that isn't digital is the workflow out here.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're really close. By the end of the week, we should be at $1 million in gross sales. So
Wow.
our goal is 1.75 million, and we're very much on track to get it. I do post our goals and our stats so everybody can see them in our meetings on Mondays. Hey, Randall. Hi. This is our lead tech, Randall. All right. He's a Dodge guy. And he's busy in a Dodge right now. Logan. Hi, Logan. Logan's our apprentice. He's learning a lot. He's in the Napa apprentice program. And he's going to be a good ABC tech, hopefully in the other order, though. Hi, Mark. Yeah, we're good. Mark's been with us quite a while. He's like he's on a Toyota today, underneath and staying busy. We do have one alignment machine, one alignment lift. Looking at a second one right now for the addition. Hey, Lonnie. Hey. Lonnie does our school buses, our airport work, and it looks like he's into a Nissan for today. John would normally be in here. It looks like he's on a test ride. We do tires. We try not to push tires. It's not our main line, but we still do them. And this was today's delivery that needs put on by the end of the day.
Okay.
And everybody yells about my hobby. I'll show you that before I go. I'm still a dirt bike racer. Now, those all got to go away because we're going to enlarge. There'll be bay doors there. Parking, I showed you in the back where it is being enlarged. So now all of our parking up front has to be enlarged. And now we're out in the gravel. We got cars everywhere. I checked, I think this morning we had 89 work orders in progress. So we've got a bunch going. I've got overflow parking clear out to the south. I've got 3 or 4 school buses and some other stuff out there. So we're in the middle of trying to get all the school systems ready to go. And our service truck, Lonnie takes this to the airport. We work on all the GSE ground equipment there. And with that, we have to become the FAA repair station to keep all the records for all of that equipment. We do that. We do the same for the school buses.
Okay. So I do have a question for you on Dennis. When you come to talking about this, I'm sure there's a lot of shop owners out there. You got a technician that I just want to say, I think that's a wonderful thing, but you got a technician that you just showed us that's under a hood of a Nissan, but works on school buses, works on airport equipment. Now, how do you find a guy like that that's so versatile, that's willing to work on everything?
The only way you find that is you find the basic skills and then you start training them. And he and I have been through the training process together. Here we go. So I 20 years ago, a friend of mine came on board. We shared a lot of the same similar things, and we went ahead and started working on it together. And since then, I have turned it over to Lonnie. He does all the airport work. Brian, service writer, we should be back from lunch any minute soon, does all the paperwork and handles all that for me. So I'm out of the airport business, thank goodness, unless I get called in. And I talked about that. We have all the file cabinets for the airport and the school buses to keep track of their records for them all the time.
So now I have a question. Now that you're keeping track of the airport records and the school bus records, that kind of sets you up as the person they want to deal with, because they're not having to do all this. So you're doing it for them.
That's correct. We go in the airline's computer system, right in their system behind their firewalls, and we enter the data in their system for them. Once a month, I bill them, and 60 days they get paid. And they pay like clockwork. I just had to put up with the first 60 days to wait.
Gotcha.
Okay. So there's a couple of things, and we're talking about the tech there, and I want to just say this right there, and I think the viewers need to hear this right now. He looked for the tech with the basic skills that he was needing and then trained them. And now he's trained them to a point where Dennis doesn't have to be there. They've taken over the roles. They're managing these major accounts that he has over there. So I want it to be known to our viewers. It can be done if you take the raw basic skills and put a lot of training into them. You can build your own tech within your business. And sometimes that can be faster than finding a tech.
You're absolutely correct. And the thing I like better about that, when I get into an interview, I interview the person, not the resume. I've found so many resumes lately, they were fantastic, but the person didn't fit in the shop. We all have to work together. We spend more time here than we do at home sometimes. So the person is the most important.
That's another important point. It's building the team with the right people for your shop. And just because somebody has a lot of experience or has certain skills doesn't make them the right person for your shop. Now, I have a question about your training room, Dennis. How often is it used?
Well, recently, not near enough with the construction going on, and you got me. Actually, we've got one scheduled 1st of August and one in September. With the construction going on, I've been a poop and I haven't been doing it.
I gotcha.
So, do more. I have taken recently on succession planning, and that's an awesome one. And I just have to get through my desires. Everybody has given me their goals and what my goals should be, and I'm working. I just about have my goals worked out now. Everybody tells me that I should be retiring, but what am I going to do then? I don't have another game.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
So
and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, as long as this game's working, I'm going to keep doing it. But
That's
I'm
great.
laying the groundwork for when it's time. I'll say adios at that time.
And do your techs do any online training or anything in that on a consistent basis, or is it something that you have to like schedule them and push them to do? Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, everybody here, including me, needs pushed more often. You can't always believe that people are going to do it for you.
Yeah.
So what I have, we have all the online stuff, but I also have lots of videos and lots of books. They are encouraged to take home. They're encouraged to do them here. When they have a problem, they need to do it. Education is the primary goal. I have one technician who's gone, Randy. He's done every one of these videos. He was a farmer just like me, and he is now an ATEC. He's trained himself to become an ATEC. So it can be done, and with the right person, it works really well. Otherwise, people are busy. They're busy trying to make hours. They're busy trying their personal life. They're busy trying to do whatever's necessary, keep everybody happy, and they don't get the training. It seems to be something that you need to be motivated to do. And that's what I like about Drive. I have gone through so many courses and so many training sessions, met so many fantastic people, and learned so much that now I have an idea what to do. Before, I didn't know what I didn't know.
Well, I personally, I think it's, sorry. Personally, I think it's incredible that you've built the space. You've got a library that your techs can take advantage of to learn anything that they need to learn. You've made it easy for them to get trained. And I think that's a great approach. I think it's an approach that a lot of shops could implement and profit from.
I agree. I think so too.
I was going to say, Chris, what we're really talking about is the culture that Dennis has installed into his shop.
Yeah.
And it starts with him embracing training. He's got his employees embracing training. And then as that continues, everybody in there, if you build that culture of training, you never have a place where people don't want to do training. And they're always looking for new training and ways that they can better themselves, make their jobs easier and stuff So, Dennis, that's just a wonderful job done on the training there, having a training room. Cause I was commenting it when your phone cut out for a second earlier to Chris. And I says, look, Dennis has got a training room for his employees. And I think every shop should start thinking about setting a dedicated quiet space for training
I
for their
agree.
employees.
Absolutely. I think it's brilliant.
Been very good. We've put our people through the service writer schools and all of that. They've done that in there, plus the windows there so they can actually see what's going on in case they need to get out and help. Another thing is we all, as business owners, have to appreciate our employees, because I can't do this. I started as a one-man band and I ran out of time, I ran out of money, and ran out of energy. So I hired people, and then I hired more people, and then I had problems. So then I learned through training and advice how to deal with people and what to expect out of people. If you hire someone and tell them go do that, but they haven't had any training in it, or they don't know how to do it the way you want, you can't expect much out of it. And I'm so enthralled with my people. Last year when we met our goals, we closed down the shop for a week and took everybody to Hawaii. You have to reward those people. They're the people that make your business.
So you closed down the shop and took your whole team to Hawaii?
Yes, for a week. And
That's
first thing out of their mouth when we got back is, what's the goal for next year?
That's awesome. Now, a lot of shop owners that I have talked to would freak out at the idea of closing their shop for a week.
Well, I was, but I advertised up front. I told everybody what we were doing and why we're doing. And I'll bet there were 20 calls on their machine. Most people knew, and the word traveled around town so fast. I had probably 15, 20 applications within the 3 weeks before.
That's what I was going to ask about right there. There's probably two sides of it. And when word like that travels through your town, the PR with the technicians that want to come to work for you, but not only that, the PR with the customers that want to bring your vehicles to you because you take care of your team.
Yeah, I think it's a great move, and I think that more people should do those kinds of things where you're specifically rewarding your crew because they're the people you depend on to get the work done. And I think what you did is amazing and very commendable, because like I said, a lot of shop owners wouldn't have the guts to do that. And it worked out, obviously. And that's great.
Actually, I've got an application today, came in an email of an A-Tech, Master Tech, who is moving to the area and looked us up online and wants to go to work. So I'm going to interview him August 1st, and we'll see what works from there. But I haven't used Indeed in probably 3 months.
Wow.
So
And that's incredible considering the employment environment that we're in right now, where you've created a culture that people thrive in, your shop's doing really well, and you've made yourself a destination for technicians where people are coming to you for jobs. And that's really well done. And I think that's the approach that's going to win more and more in the current employment environment we have in this country. Is when you make yourself a place people want to work, you don't have trouble recruiting.
Not only that, Chris, but I also want to say, I was going to say the other piece to it, Chris, is not only the fact that he has made the shop a destination, but that part of that destination is the fact that his willingness and culture of training people. They may not have all the skills. He's looking for good people and he's willing to train them.
That's right.
And that shows why people would want to come to work for you. They're saying, if somebody says, I don't have every skill on that checklist that somebody puts out there, as I always tell everybody, auto shop owners make a bad habit of writing a hiring ad that's a set of requirements that turns people off to come to their shop. Instead, I see Dennis. I ain't gonna say that I've seen his ad or anything because I haven't, but I can assume and say, "Are you willing to work? Are you a friendly person? Come down and see us, and we'll train you."
That's pretty much correct. Although I've had to rewrite it, and recently, my top 20 group has given me a lot of help. I've looked at all their ads, and I've rewritten my ad a little bit now too. But I haven't put it out a whole lot lately. We advertise for the shop, but I haven't advertised for technicians, at least at the immediate moment. I don't have a place to put them until we get done enlarging.
Yeah, and that's great though that you're still getting applications despite that, and that's a testament to the state of your business, really. So
We're a little shop that does the best we can, and we've grown a long ways with it. I'm very fortunate to live in a valley where the people are good to me too.
now before we let you go, I have to ask you this. We got the expo coming up in about a month, give or take. What are you looking forward to most about the expo?
Two things. One is getting back with the people that I haven't seen in 2 or 3 years. And two, making new connections and looking at the new programs, data. I want to look at diesel laptops. I want to look at a whole bunch of other things, the vendors that are going to be there. But mostly, I want to go back and see the people, get to network with those people and shake hands and hug people that I haven't seen in a long time.
Awesome.
Well, that's great. Well, I'll tell you what, Dennis, we look forward to seeing you up there at the expo, and we'll definitely sit down and visit while you're there. And like I said, congratulations on your success and everything. We are coming up on our time for our show today, but congratulations on your successes there. The remodel, you know, what I want to just say, close off here is that, you know, Dennis is an example of somebody that has a good shop, but he's continually trying to make it better. He's remodeling, he's adding to he's expanding. But as you've seen through our tour today, he wasn't letting it bother him. He says, well, you know, we have a few things, a little messes here and a little obstacle here, but they've pulled it together very well with his crew to keep his crew efficient, working, and do the construction all at the same time. And that just shows, I really don't see any panic in Dennis. He seems pretty calm about it. And it's like, okay, we're just going to do this. And that shows me that you got a good operation there. And, you know, every shop owner out there, I'm sure would love to be able to say, I'm doing construction on my parking lot, my building and everything else. And that's okay. No big deal. Maybe we'll go to Hawaii here at the end of the year with the whole crew too.
I hope so. Yes, I do. Well, and I've been trying to save ahead too. I've got 3 lifts bought for the shop before we build it. I've got an extra air compressor bought. I've got tools and supplies that aren't even in place that have been pre-buying. So anytime you're going to make an expansion, make sure you get prepared for it to start with.
That's great advice.
Great advice. So, Dennis, I just want to thank you again for joining us today. We look forward to seeing everybody at the expo. We look forward to seeing you at the expo. And you know what? For all of our viewers, have a great weekend, and we will see you next week.
Thanks, guys.